Welcome to the history of the Suicide Squad figure collection, and this of course is based off the releases for the two live action movies in 2016 and 2021. Since the latest movie, The Suicide Squad, was just released a few days ago, I thought I'll recap every figure collectible you are able to pick up for these films. So let's begin with the first movie, Suicide Squad, and I'll start off with the Bandai Tamashinations SH Figuarts, since I do own these figures and it's one of my main go-to brands. So they released a Harlequin, which in my opinion is still the best 1/12 scale for this version out there. We also got the Joker in the grey suit and Deadshot. So 3 figures for this movie, which Bandai tend to keep their line small for DC. I'll also throw in Batman and the Flash from the Justice League line, since these could also work well as a display for your Suicide Squad movie. Next is another high-end brand for the 1/12 scale, the Medicom Mafex. They also gave us a Harlequin, a Joker, this time in the long purple jacket, and Deadshot. But this is where Mafex have the advantage, and that is more versions of the characters, although it's not any of the other members. We had a second Joker, this time in the white suit, and this came with an extra swappable body part to create that prison look. And then the Harlequin, the dress version, which was the scene from the club. And this is what I like about Mafex, is we get extra parts for the other figures, with alternative head sculpts for the original Harlequin and the BVS Batman. And just like Bandai, you can also use the Batman and Flash figures from the BVS and Justice League line respectively. For Mezco 112, we got the Harlequin figure, and that was the only character release, and they also had a set of mini figures. Now we move on to the Mattel DC Multiverse, who were the main DC figure movie brand, and they threw out a bunch of characters from this film, which included a Build-A-Figure piece. We had Harlequin, as well as a second version, which included the jacket and the mallet instead of the baseball bat for the accessory. We also got the suited Joker, as well as the purple long jacket version, and a katana was also included. They also released others, some including the Build-A-Figure piece. We had the Suicide Squad members of Deadshot, Boomerang, Diablo, and Rick Flag. A Suicide Squad package version of Batman was included, which had the rebreather device when he goes underwater, and also a Justice League version of the Flash would also work for this movie. So overall, in terms of the complete squad, the Mattel DC Multiverse figures is your best option. Also for Mattel, 12-inch sizes were also released, including a Harlequin, Joker, and Deadshot. Then we move on to more larger scales with the 1/6 scale Hot Toys, and we got 3 Harlequins, the original costume, the dress version, and also the prison version, which was something different. And it was the same for Joker with the long purple jacket, one in the tuxedo, and the prison edition. We also got Deadshot and a Batman, and for a bonus, the Joker, the Batman imposter version, which obviously wasn't in the film. And now we can shrink down to the smaller scales again, and starting off with the Bendable 3-pack, which included the Joker, Harley, and the Panda. Then Funko Reaction released a series of tiny figures, which looked very detailed for their size, and Funko Pops had a series of all the characters released, including Batman, and like the previous lines, you can also get the Flash from the Justice League line. They also gave us the Funko Mystery in the mini boxes, which we get all the time, and Metals Diecast also gave us some really nice figures in both the single boxes and double packs. Beast Kingdom, which is a company that's not so well known, but they do have a mixture of superhero figures in different sizes, had the Harlequin figure released. And now for the Suicide Squad, the 2021 sequel. And of course it's the McFarlane Toys who had the rights for their DC figures, and they have a series of figures including a Build-A-Figure for King Shark. So starting off with a Harlequin in the red dress, then we got Bloodsport, Peacemaker, Polka Dot, King Shark himself despite a Build-A-Figure piece. For Bloodsport and Peacemaker we had other versions with the helmets. So all you need is 4 figures to build King Shark. And then we had the Funko Pops, which also had a series of characters including 3 Harlequins, and then the Funko Mystery Minis, which also have releases. And back to where we started, the Bandai Tamashinations have also announced a Harlequin figure, which will be released this year. So that is all for the Suicide Squad figure collectibles available. Which ones do you prefer, and who else would you like to see, especially for the brands who didn't complete their line? Also, if you haven't already, check out the full news on the upcoming Harlequin SH Figuarts, as well as the other links in the description below. Thanks for watching and enjoy the Suicide Squad.